This photo is taken in April in 1966 at the men's clothing store in downtown Stockholm, Sweden. Outside, town is full of happy people as it's the first day of spring with full sun, as the photographer notes in his notebook. Here is Bob Dylan. He's wearing that polka dot shirt he has had for almost a year now. The shirt has been on stage countless times and probably endured more spitting and booing than any other shirt ever. Soon, though, the shirt may be freed because Bob is looking for something new. This photo is taken during the same tour in '66, and probably the shirt's on here as well, only that we can't see it under the suede jacket, the one he started to wear in Honolulu, Hawaii, when Bob got to shake hands with John Wayne. If the picture wasn't in black and white, we would see that the jacket is blue, and he's probably sitting at the Savoy Hotel in London. Bob's hair had those incredibly fluffy curls at that time. It's a press conference, and Bob answers the usual questions about why he has become such a trader in suede and polka dots. Now, this is how they think it was supposed to look. A few years back, at the Newport Festival, out in the countryside in jeans and a short-sleeved cotton shirt, practical for work in the fields or for folk singing. The one he sings with, who wears the same kind of clothes, is Joan Baez. He is the newfound prince. She has, since quite some time, been the queen. Together, they now perform Bob's song about injustice, war, and peace. Joan and Bob sleep together, and from the time they rise up, people bow for them. But as he's sitting there, he secretly dreams of something else, about playing rock and roll. And so here we are, at the end of Bob's metamorphosis at a store in Stockholm. And everyone in the folk music scene now sees him as a traitor, a Judas. Joan Baez has been replaced by electric guitar player Robbie Robertson. But Bob's new shirt, it seems to fit him quite well. The pants he's trying out may look to be tight, but they will fit as well. Bob was so incredibly skinny, the photographer notes. And so the visit ends, and it may look like he's not buying anything. He puts on the old smoke-stained shirt, as well as the suede jacket from Hawaii. But just outside the photo, a costumer's bag stands ready. Throughout the tour of '66, the booing will continue, but now, at least, the spitting will be aimed at a new shirt. And so, Bob leaves the store, goes out among the people in springtime, in full sun. And tomorrow, he will play the concert hall. This photo is taken in the spring of 1981 in New York City. It's taken on the 6th floor of the Dakota building, overlooking Manhattan and Central Park. The glasses used to belong to John Lennon, and it's his wife who has placed them there, Yoko Ono, who has placed them in front of their window. When John Lennon dies, the whole world will hear it, but he himself has lived a quiet life for the last few years. Since the youngest was born, Sean, he's not in the photo, this is Julian. John has become somewhat of a stay-at-home dad. He bakes lots of bread and blows on the hot chocolate before he serves it. John's plan now is to grow old together with the kids and Yoko Ono. The two of them have just released their first album in 5 years, Double Fantasy. The critics don't like it, but later it will be awarded Best Album in the Grammys. He is something of a genius, John Lennon, musically and with words, first in the Beatles and then leading the call for peace on Earth. But suddenly, one day he's shot by this guy. Mark Chapman. He is born in Texas, and this photo of Mark in his teens is taken at a Christian camp. And when John in 1966 said that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, Mark was enraged. Many years go by, but Mark constantly hears two voices in his head. One tells him to be a good Christian, merciful. The other one tells him to go to New York and kill John Lennon. December 1980. Mark waits outside John's apartment. First, Mark meets the boy Sean, but only shakes hands and says hello. Then he meets John. The photo is taken right at that moment. Mark has the gun in his jacket, loaded with the kind of bullets that expand when they hit the body. But right now, Mark can't make himself do it. Instead, he asks for an autograph on the new album's sleeve. So John writes, and the photo is taken of the killer and the one soon to be killed. But not yet. He and Yoko go to the music studio and work some. When John gets home, in front of their house, Mark Chapman is waiting. Now he fires, and 3 bullets rip off the arteries around John's heart. He tries to shout. He tries to say that he's been shot. Tries to get up the stairs into the house with blood streaming from his mouth. In the hallway at the hospital, Yoko receives the death notice. She collapses, or maybe she throws herself to the floor. She bangs her head against the floor tiles as hard as she can, as many times as she can, until doctors and nurses hold her. Time passes. Spring comes. Yoko Ono puts the glasses in front of their window in their apartment on the 6th floor. And then she takes this photo.